Good evening, one and all. Welcome back to the channel again for another live show as we dissect and discuss and react to yet another shambolic home performance, home result. It is simply embarrassing. 1-0, it should have been more. A 1-0 loss against Peterborough at home. It should have been more. Let's be honest about that. You know, we're up against a team that conceded the most goals in the division, and we still didn't score, and we didn't even look like scoring. You know, a team that had only won 2 of their away games all season, a team that had not kept a clean sheet away from home all season. Guess what, guys? They got the 3 points to make it 3 wins on the road, and they got the clean sheet, their first one of the season. I cannot believe how bad that performance was from us on Saturday. It was the worst. It was the worst of the season at home for me. Absolutely the worst. Things are just not getting better. It's getting worse. In my eyes, it's getting worse. And that's not being dramatic. I genuinely feel like it's getting worse. And because we won the last 2 away games, that papered over the cracks again, once again. And no, I'm not buying it, I'm afraid. You know, it is not acceptable to see a performance as bad as that, you know, to not even lay a glove on a team that are down at the bottom, you know, fighting for their lives at the bottom, you know, relegation threatened side. So, to be honest with you, we look like the one that was in that was in 20th place, and they were in 5th place. We didn't look like I don't know how. It just shows the standard of this league, doesn't it, when we're in 5th? Because we are absolutely terrible. But look, guys, get your comments in as we go through the show. Let me know what you thought of the game. But should we all have the same thoughts at the moment? You know, just hot. It's just awful, isn't it? It's, you know, coming out in, there's so much toxicity at the club again. You know, it's horrible, and there's a lot of people that are just. There's a lot of apathy amongst the fan base as well now, and I don't blame anybody for feeling like that, because, you know, we've had to endure this rubbish season in, season out for however long, and, you know, we dropped down a division. We were told in the summer, a big rebuild, guys. Don't forget, a big rebuild. Things will be better. We'll be challenging for the top 2. We've got a squad that can challenge for the top 2. And look what is happening right in front of our eyes right now. It was all nonsense. It was never a rebuild. Okay, we kept 17 players from who have let us down season in, season out. That is not a rebuild. We signed Dross. And look, a lot of people are saying injuries. That's the excuse that Duff has now. Injuries, guys. Don't forget injuries. Instead of just saying blaming it on the injuries, let's have a look at why we're getting so many injuries, and let's have a look at why they're always the same injuries, the muscular injuries. Instead of just making that excuse, a lazy excuse, Duff. Try doing some work on the training ground, because right now there isn't a right lot happening on the training ground from what I see. But look, we're going to get into the game. But it's going to be... I've got so much to say. Because it was just a complete embarrassment on Saturday. And like I said, the toxicity at the club now, it's well and truly there. And for me... there's no chance we're going up. There's no chance. Not playing like this. Not with a playing style like this. And not with Duff at the helm. And not with Cartwright in the boardroom. everything needs to change from top to bottom, in my opinion. First and foremost, we need to get rid of Cartwright, who's the biggest problem. Everyone can see he's the biggest problem. And then we need to replace the manager, because I'm not having him choosing another manager or any more players. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to leave it there for now. We're going to get through the game, how it happens and everything, and then come back. But let's have a look at the comments, guys, before we get going. Ian says, hi, mate, another season in League One it is. Yeah, I mean, you know, we had such a big opportunity this season, you know, to really push on, and from re-interviewing Cartwright and the bottom and Edwards and just keeping them on, I just knew then this season just a waste of time, because if you're rewarding failure, then you're going to get failure back. You're going to get continued failure. And I'm afraid him being allowed to blow the amount of money he has on players and shoot and run the club, and you know, and run the club, it's just ridiculous. I just can't get over how naive our owner actually is, and that's the reality. Look, you can put as much money as you want in the club, but if you've got useless idiots running it, you know, using that money and running the show, that clearly shouldn't be anywhere near a football club in this country, at least. Anyway, America's another, you know, America's America. That I'm not really bothered about that. But in this country, no, nobody would have touched him after, you know, nobody would have touched Cartwright after that disaster at Stoke. You know, he set them back years. So, and he's doing the same with us. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. Make sure you smash the likes on Instagram if you're new. Yeah, big up to you, and thank you. Jen says, hi, mate, I hope you're doing well. I can't make it today. I have to be somewhere, but we'll see if I can make it. Oh, you're here, Jensen, so welcome in. He says, I know we're still in the players, but them players are not even good enough to be in the playoffs, so we ain't going up. Poor tactics again. Oh, and Cartwright in the nice way possible. Please F off. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this guy is just... The more and more, the longer this goes on with him staying in the club, it's just going to get worse and worse, guys. There's no improvement. We're going nowhere under this manager. We're going nowhere under this board. The club is a mess from top to bottom, in my opinion. It's a mess. It's an utter mess. You know, and like I said, we had a big opportunity in the summer to regroup, you know, sign some players, get some good quality players in, make sure we get up, you know, have somebody in the board that knows what they're doing. It wasn't exactly that hard, was it, to do? It wasn't hard. But oh no, we have to make sure that we're right. You know, it doesn't matter what the fans say, stuff the fans. Let's just do it my way. Let's just do it my way here. Like they did with Darren Moore, where 99% of the fan base was saying get rid of him weeks and weeks and weeks before they actually decided to get rid of him. So it's just embarrassing. It really is. This club is unrecognisable. This club is unrecognisable right now. This isn't the club that we know. You know, and people go back to, you know, from the board, the people running the club, to the players that we've got. That it's just a disaster at the moment right now. You know, these players let us down week in, week out, but we've kept them on. And yeah, players, it's just completely disjointed, isn't it? Players, manager, fans, completely disconnected. That's how it is at the moment. So, yeah, it was a joke, complete joke, wasn't it? Joke, embarrassing performance. It really was. Michael says, hi, mate, you're okay. Hello to you, Michael. Duff, can we stop making excuses for the players saying they're scared to play at home? It's not that it's actually our tactics. Players not good enough. Stop making excuses. Yeah, it really is infuriating, and Duff is sounding like a broken record right now. And to be honest with you, I just can't be bothered listening to what he has to say. That's where I'm at now. I can't be bothered listening to anything that the manager or any of these players have to say, if I'm honest with you. Because we are seeing consistent rubbish on the pitch every single week. And words and talk is cheap. It's about doing the action on the pitch, not just consistently saying the same thing over and over again and making excuses, like you said. Stuff is being scared to play at home. I'm sorry. That is an absolute cop-out of an excuse. Poor tactics, poor players. But yet we're the problem. The fans are the problem. The fans are the problem, apparently, guys, according to Michael Duff, and we're going to get into that because I just had to laugh when I heard, well, I didn't even hear it, I saw a quote from what he said. It was like, yeah, just unbelievable. Mike's awful performance, no shots on goal, nobody played well, deserved to be booed at half-time and full-time. Yeah, no, I agree. I've got a bit of footage, actually, of the booing from the from the cowshed and from the dugout side as well. Obviously, I didn't record anything, to be fair, because I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you. But I'm obviously at the other side, the kill in the bank. But yeah, no, I agree. You just put it spot on there, Michael. It was just awful, wasn't it? Since I just knew if we keep playing poor in the first half, something going to catch us out. Look what happened on Saturday. Bang, bang, bang. Peterborough lead at half time. Yeah, no, I agree. Now, how many times do we start in games slowly? But the thing is, we didn't play well at all in this match. Not even in the second half. Yes, they might be, but it couldn't be any worse than the first half. But we created nothing. We didn't look like scoring. And like you said, no idea what we're doing. Is it? I can't even put it to words at the moment. I just struggling for words at the moment with how bad it was. But big up to everyone that is tuning in right now. Make sure you drop a like on the video, guys. Balker is injured. That is just complete charm for not signing and defending. In fact, I laughed. I genuinely laughed because we all knew this was going to happen. Yeah, Balker's injured again, guys. So that'll be him for the rest of the season. I don't care how good you are, a footballer. If you're never available, then it's just another broken injury record that we don't need. We don't need unreliability at this club. But again, I think it just sums up what's going on and off the field at the moment, in terms of the amount of injuries, the way the club's being run, the decisions that are being made. The recruitment's been awful. Absolutely shocking, the recruitment. I'm sorry. It has been awful. But that's what you get when you keep somebody on that failed in the job the previous year and the reason why you got relegated. Any other club would have got rid of that. Would have started again. You get relegated, you start again. You don't just keep your best mates in charge when they're useless at the job. So that is why I cannot defend this owner in that manner. I can't. You can all turn this into a entertainment Hollywood firework display rubbish, and we're not interested in that. It's about the product on the pitch. Most people, it's about the product on the pitch. We don't need to be entertained before the game with all this entertainment that's been improved. I'm not interested. It's about getting results, and it's about getting promoted. And that is what we need to do this season. I'm afraid we couldn't be any further away from promotion, despite it sitting fifth in the league. Look at the table now. We're looking over our shoulders. A couple of teams that are getting close now again. A point between, like, 7th, 8th. Teams are finding form. So by next weekend, we're probably going to be out of the playoffs anyway. So, yeah, we've got only ourselves to blame. But yeah, it's just laughable at this point, isn't it? It really is laughable. I agree, Aidan. You just feel like this one thing after another. And you knew as soon as he went down, he would go coming off. And I just think to myself, yeah, that's this season done now as well. Ian says, to make it even worse, we've only won 8 games at home. I repeat, at home. Where's this fortress? We want to make this place a fortress. Absolutely. But the thing is, we need the players to perform. We need some kind of idea of how we're trying. We need a style of play on that pitch, an identity. Players, you know, creating chances, you know what I mean? Exciting the fans. But at the moment, everything is flat. Everything is flat because there's nothing to cheer about. There's nothing to get behind. It is utter garbage. This is the worst football I've seen in so long. This is the worst. This is one of the worst football I've seen in so long, honestly. You know, we've had some rubbish managers over the years, but honestly, this is awful. The football is awful. Nick says, Cartwright apparently calling a fan for a scrap outside the ground after being criticised. Yeah, I did see that, and we are going to get into that after I've kind of gone through the game. Not that we want to go through the game, because nothing really happened, but we are here to kind of discuss and dissect how the game happens, so we are going to do that in a moment. Big up to everyone that is contributing right now. But yeah, it just this just sums it up, doesn't it? You got your sporting director acting so unprofessional. That's a sackable offence in itself. And we're going to get into what was, you know, what happened there in a moment. But yeah, Matthew says, hello, mate. Hope you're well. Jumped on and hit the like. Good reaction as always. I hope things turn around for the Terriers soon. Hello to you, Matthew. Thank you for the like as well. And yeah, thank you for your kind words as well. But yeah, look, we're just stumbling along. I can't see anything improving this season now. As far as I'm concerned, I just feel like this season may as well finish now. Well, it might as well just, you know, it's just this season's just a write-off. That's what I'm kind of trying to say. Just we are not getting promoted, and if you think that, I think, you know, you really are just clutching at straws. We are not getting promoted playing like this. Everything on and off the field is completely off. It's wrong. It's toxic. It's fans not turning up to games because they just can't be bothered anymore. Apathy set in. It's players walking around the pitch, not caring in the slightest in the world. We've got a manager that doesn't seem to have a clue what he's doing. So, yeah. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? Keith says, I want him gone now, but who comes in? Well, this is you know what, Keith? You know what I do, Keith? I'd put Worthington in charge till the end of the season. I would. I'd put Worthington in charge till the end of the season. Look at the reaction that we got from him when when he came into the fold, last season. Look at the reaction after a few games. I'd get him until the end of the season. And then, like I said, I want Cartwright gone before any permanent manager comes back into this club. If another manager comes into this club, if we sack Duff, I don't want him making any more decisions. I'm done. What was the game plan on Saturday? Blue Terrier, your guess is as good as mine. I don't think we didn't have a game plan. That's why we don't know. We didn't have a game plan. It didn't look like it anyway. Hello to you, Joshua. Good to see you in the chat. How are you doing? We may change the backroom staff because of injuries, and we are still picking them up. Who do we blame this time? Yeah, it's just an absolute mess, isn't it? I'm tired of, it's all right changing the backroom staff, but if you're changing it with more dross, then you're going to continue to get these issues with injuries. So, yeah. If we don't win tomorrow, he has to go. Yeah, I mean, look, look, we're better away from home, so I'll give us that. But it's very hard to feel confident still because you're just going into games hoping for the best at this point and hoping you stumble over the line. But yeah, I agree. Blues fan, he always liked Huddersfield after went to win a few years ago, but this season I'm struggling to see what the plan is at your players. It's a shame. I thought he'd be favourite. Yeah, I mean, look, if our plan and preparation and organisation, people in the club that were actually good at what they did, then we had a big opportunity to get straight back up, in my opinion. But no, We messed around. We kept all the failures at the club. We recruited poorly, and this is what we've got. So, yeah, and this is coming from an outsider, guys, as well. You know, even an outsider, you know, from a fan out, you know, outside the club that doesn't support the club. He's struggling to see what the plan is. Well, we don't have a plan. That's the reality. Does anyone else think there's something gone on behind the scenes? What I mean by this, do you think that Duff has had an argument with the players? Well, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. But are the players playing for Duff? Look, I'm not protecting these players anymore because I'm tired of this. You know, these players, you know, a lot of these players have let us down season in, season out. I'm not defending these players anymore. So when they don't want to play for the manager, then yeah, okay, that's not acceptable. But I suppose if us as fans are struggling to see what the plan is and what we're actually trying to do, I suppose the players are feeling the same. But I'm not protecting the players because I think there's a big overall need of this football club. And I don't want to see anyone, and I mean anyone, get their contract renewed at the end of the season. Whoever's contract runs out, no, enough's enough now. And I know we talked about Koroma, but I'm sorry. Why is it, like Aiden's already mentioned this before, I remember, why is it that we only get to see Koroma do some kind of stuff when his contract's about to run out? Isn't that ironic? We cannot fall for these games anymore, and we cannot fall for sentimental rubbish. This club needs a big overhaul, and it starts from the top and down to the players then. So, yeah. They might have been, to be fair, Aiden, but I don't know. Bruce says, give it Worthy. Yeah, no, just give it. Yeah, just give it Worthy. You know what I mean? You know, he instills the passion. He knows what it's like. He knows what it. You know, he's a terrier through and through. He knows what the club's about. You know, the values that we have at the club. That hard-working, grit, determination. You know what I mean? Passion, fight, all these words. So yeah, give it Worthy. I'm done. I would give it Worthy in this league. Yep, you're right. Yeah. I mean, Worthy isn't the most tactical of coach, but one thing that is guaranteed with me is a clear message and players being played to their strengths only. Yeah, that's what you've got to do. Just strip it back down to basics, and that's what you've got to do. Yeah, okay, tactically, maybe not, you know what I mean? But I'd rather have a manager where we can see there's a clear message, that we can see what the player, you know, there's a clear game plan. You know what I mean? And we're seeing players really playing for the manager. That's what we need. And like they play into their strengths as well. So yeah. The game plan was putting 10 men behind the ball. Ed, you are spot on. And you know what? I'm 25 minutes in and we haven't even got to the game. I don't really think we should be doing it, but we shouldn't even really be talking. You know, why? What's the point? There's no to explain anyway. But everybody's having the comments in right now, so big up to you all. But yeah, the game plan clearly was putting 10 men behind the ball. I agree. Negative, rubbish football. Defensive. Yeah. Was more entertained watching Fotheringham football than this, Nick says. Yeah, I mean, look, Nick, tell me about it. I mean, that is saying something because Fotheringham's football was awful. But, yeah, I agree. This football has been dire to watch all season. And I don't know how many times you have to keep saying this, but when we've been winning games, it's not been convincing at all, has it? You know, it's been poor. It's still been poor when we've won games. So, yeah, and I don't buy the unbeaten run either. I'm sick of hearing that about that unbeaten run. We stumbled through those games once again, and arguably, we're lucky that it lasted as long as it did. But it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't going to last much longer. We were playing awful. Probably shame that match. Charles looked like he was playing a different game. Ladapo generally played all right near the end. Marshall tried his best, and Sorensen my favourite player, but he underperformed Saturday. Yeah, No, I agree. I'm not sure about Ladapo though. He was awful. Being said, I said after the match, Duff had to go, and I think most people agree. Yeah, I don't think anybody can sit there and say that Duff deserves to stay on as manager from what we've seen. Because, like I said, there's no playing style, there's no identity. The tactics are shocking. The decision making, poor. You know, what we're seeing on the pitch is utter garbage. So yeah. Boots, I remember Warnock told the players after the Reading game in the future to do what they are good at and don't try anything else. Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Does football has been as entertaining as Chris Powell? Yeah. Look, name any manager that was poor at this football club. Anyone. Chris Powell, you know what I mean? Fotheringham, Darren Moore. Darren Moore's football was awful as well. He's no better than Darren Moore. And that's saying something because he was awful. I think there's only one manager had worse style of football, and it was Brighton Writer is another one that was awful as well. Also appointed in the Cartwright. Surprise. Do you think we'll even get playoffs anymore? Noah says. I've said it before. I don't think we'll get playoffs, and if we do, we'll be lucky. I just feel like we're going to drop out of the playoffs now. I really think we're going to drop out of the playoffs. Look at the teams below us now, guys. And they're finding form. There's a couple of teams now within a point of us. I just don't have any confidence in this season at all. I don't. I really don't have any confidence. But yeah, but look, guys, we're gonna get into the game if we have to. But big ups to we're half an hour in, we haven't even started kind of discussing what happened. But look, the team news, obviously the team that Duff selected. Obviously, one change made. Lonvite came straight into the lineup after it was reported that Lees was injured. So Lonvite, this is how bad it is, guys. We're having to force someone to play that's just come back. They really shouldn't be rushed into the side. But we haven't got anybody else. So he has to go in. It's utterly dreadful. But yeah, one change. Koroma, so they was looking to make it 3 games in a row, find the back of the net. Obviously that didn't happen. Marshall up top with him. Ladapo, Charles Evans amongst the substitutes, along with youngster Aina. But look, I mean, if you look at this lineup, guys, what did you make of it? Because for me, you cannot play Hogg and Kasumi in the same side, in my opinion. Playing 2 defensive midfielders against a team that are 20th in the league, that have struggled away all season, well, struggled this season altogether, but especially away, conceded the most amount of goals this season, and you're playing 2 defensive midfielders, and you're putting Wiles on the right as a right winger. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But yeah, I think obviously, like Sorensen, Ruffles obviously starting again. Ruffles shouldn't be at this club. I'm sorry, but he's another one that shouldn't be here. And yeah, Chirawa obviously started again, but just waiting for Chirawa to get injured now. We're gonna have no players to field by the end of the season. We're not gonna have any players to pick from. We're gonna have to play the academy lads. That's the way it's going with these injuries. But yeah. Decent lineup apart from the 2 defensive midfielders. I wouldn't have put 2 defensive midfielders in there in Kasumu and Hogg. You can't play them 2 together because it just really hinders that midfield. It just makes it too defensive. I just want to see Hodge perform, but I just can't see. We can't rely on Koroma and Chirrut to score anymore. Yeah, I mean, Hodge, I mean, I do get what you're saying. Look, Hodge hasn't done anything, has he, really, if we're being honest? You know, he's seriously underwhelmed. Yeah, so he did get a big injury, so we haven't seen as much as maybe we'd like to have seen. But I don't really see much in him. I don't really see much in him, if I'm honest with you. Yes, he'll come on and bring you a bit of energy, that's for sure, but we need more than energy. But yeah, we can't rely on Crum and Chirwa to score anymore. I mean, look, Chirwa still hasn't scored, but I don't really understand. You know, Corona obviously scored a couple of goals now. We just haven't got anyone to score, have we? We really haven't got anybody to score. No, says Balker is just injury prone. I spoke to Joe Taylor, and he'll be back next week. I don't think you did speak to Joe Taylor about it. I do believe that Joe Taylor is on his way back. I think Joe will be good when he's fit, but how long until he's injured again? Also, Radulovic injured, another one. Yeah, Radulovic. I saw that Radulovic is injured at his club. Fortuna Sittard. So yeah, he's already injured there. So yeah, just sums it up, doesn't it? But I said, don't understand why Duff brought in the midfielders for Longvike when we had Ian on the bench. If you don't trust him, then you don't have him near the squad. Yeah, we're going to get into the decision making in a minute, but you kind of beat me to it there. But I agree, it doesn't make any sense, does it, at all? But look, I mean, you know, we want to come out the blocks early on in this game, and we just didn't, did we? And you know, the corners, guys, how bad are our corners right now? Ben Wiles, I'm sorry. The delivery of the corners are appalling. And I'm going to take off the lineup now because I've already covered that. But yeah, the corners are appalling, and they were in this one, you know, because we did have a few early corners, but just not good enough. You know, Wiles just crossing into nobody. Look, I think the majority of the opening 15 minutes was being solely played in Peter's half. You know, they were persistent in trying to play out from the back, despite struggling to play through our press. You know, there weren't really any clear-cut chances for either side, you know, in the opening 15, 20 minutes, really. But another thing that really infuriated me as well is how bad is our passing, by the way. So many, you can't even pass 5 yards. So many loose passes. Kasumu, Longvike, Sorensen, to name a few, just handing possession back over too quickly with those inaccurate passes in our own half. It was just shocking. You know, and like I said, Ben Balker went down half an hour in, went down with an injury, had to be substituted. Ollie Turton came on to replace him. But yeah, just so infuriating. And look, Peterborough were looking very dangerous on the counter attack. You know what I mean? They were looking really dangerous on the counter attack, and I said that in the preview actually, that they've got a lot of pace, and they'll use that pace, and they did. And look, the goal. I mean, look, the ball down the left wing, crossed into the box, met by the head of Kiprianu in injury time in the first half. And yeah, it was 1-0 down. And to be honest with you, we deserve to be losing at half time. We deserve to be losing at half time. To be honest with you, that goal was coming from them, and they deserved it. So yeah, we were just dreadful. So yeah, at half time it was 1-0. Obviously, a goal just before the break. Obviously, put them ahead, as I said. But again, we were lacking any real sort of quality throughout the pitch. And you know, it's a very similar story. It was a very similar story to what we've seen the last few games. There just hasn't been the creativity in the final third. carve out any real good goal scoring opportunities. And the boos ringing around the stadium at half-time as well. You know, a lot of fans unhappy. You know, we were all unhappy, wasn't we? You know, this stage of the season is all about results. Duff had to rally his troops in that second half, but I don't know. I just have no confidence in anything at the moment. I really don't. No, says I want to see youngsters play. I mean, if we want goals, we maybe give Falls go. We've got nothing to lose at this point, have we? You know, we're literally nobody's in. You know, nobody. To be fair though, we're not even creating the chances for our strikers either at the moment. So it's all right saying that, but we're just not creating the chances either. All we're doing is hoofing it long, and there's no end product to anything that we do. So it's very hard for strikers to score anyway. But look, I think at this point, what have we got to lose? I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you. Should have been 3 or 2 on Saturday, very poor. Yeah, look, it should have been 2 or 3 to them, shouldn't it? That scoreline did make it sound close, and it actually was, really, didn't it? You know, we could have played on for another half an hour, we wouldn't have scored. Nobody could hold the ball today. Not today, on Saturday, thing. So bad. Yeah, nobody. Just nothing. Falls is out on loan at the moment. Yeah, true. Yeah, there is a few youngsters out at the moment. Tell you we need Barnett manager. Look, we just need... I mean, to be fair, at the moment, we just need to get... Look, I don't think Duff is the answer going forward. And I think now you've got a chance to just, you know, get rid of him. And just put... I think you should just put Worthington in charge, but... not sure who the Barnett manager is, to be fair, though, Keith, but yeah. We do not need Warner, thank you very much. Absolutely not. He's Paul Warne, you mean? We do not need Paul Warne at all, thank you very much. Peterborough could have had a penalty if it wasn't for the offside flag in the first half. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I remember that now as well. Now you say it, I remember that. Yeah, lucky we're offside. Bing says, for the first time in the season, I booed at halftime. Complete joke. Yeah, look, people are just fed up, aren't they? Frustrated with what we're seeing on the pitch at the moment, but you can't blame people for booing, can you? Really, you know, it's just not acceptable. This, you know, the amount of... There's just zero passion, you know, desire, fight. There's nothing. These players do not deserve to wear the shirt at all. So, yeah, I don't blame you. Couldn't see Duff in the Championship. Yeah, exactly. You know, he's going to be out of his depth in the Championship, isn't he? So, but to be fair, we can't even think about the Championship right now. Let's be honest. That's a long distant dream. But I know what you're saying. The aim was supposedly to get back to the Championship. That's what we all wanted. Obviously, the club hierarchy didn't want to get promoted to the Championship again. But as fans, we did, at least. But yeah, I don't think Duff would be good in the Championship either. I do agree with you there. Sorry to change the subject. How awful is our new stadium? I was like, listen, Aiden, don't get me started. Do not get me started. He is dreadful, isn't he? And it just sums up the absolute rubbish that on and off the field at the moment, doesn't it? You know, sacking somebody that just because anyone that speaks out gets sacked, basically. And yeah, getting him in, who is just a corporate nobody that doesn't care about the club. And you've got, obviously, Paul Ramsden, who's done it for so long. You know, a town fan as well. He always used to G up the crowd, you know, trying to get the crowd going as well. And you could tell he was a fan. But this guy that's coming has no connection with the club at all. He's awful at doing the announcing as well. He doesn't... Did anybody else notice as well? You know, the fact that he didn't even say how much added time was added on in the you know, at the beginning, at the end of the first half. He didn't say about how much time was added on, and at the full time as well. It's just dreadful. It's just dreadful. But yeah, he is awful. Wagner, not Warner. Okay, there. We need what? Yeah, I mean, look, I think fair enough. Terrible Aiden, don't even know how much extra time there is. Yeah, I literally just said that as well. I know you can't blame for our performance, but the ref was also poor, and yeah, Borough did waste time constantly throughout. They were just allowed to do what they wanted to do, but we were nowhere near good enough to get anything either, though. So yeah. But look, at half time, so the changes were made. Charles and Evans coming on, came on to replace Wiles, who I have no qualms about being taken off at half time, because apart from the 3 shocking corners that he had, he did nothing in that first half. Chirwa came off. I mean, Chirwa was quite quiet in that first half, but I'm not sure I would have taken him off, really. I mean, you could have just maybe see how he started the second half, but yeah, I don't know. But I thought, look, we had a little bit of we started the second half better than the third. That's not saying anything, though, but we were on the bit more on the front foot a little bit. Obviously forcing a few corners, but again, came to nothing. But again, I said it earlier, Peterborough was looking very dangerous on that counter-attack, you know. And like I say, that counter-attack was very effective for them, wasn't it? You know, we made a couple of more substitutions. Obviously, Longvite were replaced by Hodge, and we've already spoken about this, haven't we? Why are we playing players out of position? Why are you know, the decision-making by Duff was really strange. You know, the fact that he left Aina on the bench, a centre-back, and decided to... Obviously, Longvite were cramping up. Apparently, it wasn't an injury. I'm surprised it wasn't an injury, but he was just cramping up a little bit, because obviously, yeah, he's been out for ages. So yeah, not surprised. But yeah, he put Kasumu at centre back and put Hodge into the midfield. I don't understand. You know, he's just not great, is it? The fact that he did that. And then obviously into the final 20 minutes, Duff throws on Ladapo. Not really somebody that I can really say. You know, again, every time he comes on, I just think, wow, shake my head in disbelief that he's even at this club, to be honest with you. Marshall came off. But yeah, into the last 10 minutes, we need to step it up, didn't we? You know, and we need to step it up, and we just didn't. You know, Peterborough had a chance on the counter-attack again, put the game to bed, but Nichols made a good save to tip the ball around the post. But yeah, look, full time, and look, we're yet to either win or score at home in 2025. 5 home league games now, and yeah, shocking. A game which saw us end up with both Kasumu and Turton as our central defenders. Just utterly chaotic. You know, Balka now probably got an injury as well. Well, Balka's going to be out for... Duff doesn't know how long he's going to be out for, but he's going to be out for ages. No doubt. We remain 5th in the league, but we're now looking over our shoulders. Like I said, the gap to 7th spot is now only 2 points. But yeah, that's it. It was a pathetic, embarrassing performance in every word. Travelled from Norwich to watch that performance as well. Never went to that match feeling confident, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big commitment travelling all that way, Noah. But yeah, I salute you for that, absolutely. But yeah. But yeah, you don't go into games feeling confident anymore, do you? Eugene's in the chat. He says, hello, everyone. Big up to you, Eugene. Welcome in. And he's a Tottenham fan, so he's put that Levy out there. But yeah, hello. Hope you're well. We have to play 2 halves now and win a lot. Yeah, I just can't see it though, to be honest with you. Sideways and backwards everywhere we go. I mean, yeah, look, why not get that chant going? Because that's what we do. Sideways, backwards everywhere we go. Hoof the ball up front to nobody. And rinse and repeat. Can we forfeit the league if enough is injury? Because this is a joke now. Yeah, I mean, look, we may as well just write the season off right now. I think Balk should go out. Should go. Good defender, but too injury prone. Yeah, I agree. Won't get in the playoffs. Joke run club. Nagel has taken us back 20 odd years. Paul says. Yeah, I mean, look, the naivety of the owner, I can't defend that at all. Just can't. And I just think his obsession with the entertainment, pre-match entertainment before games, and stuff like that. It's all well and good doing that, but if you've not got the product on the pitch and you've got people running the club that shouldn't be running the club, then ultimately fans aren't really going. Fans aren't really going to be. It's about what happens on the pitch. Fans want to see results, performances, players that we can get behind and be proud. Just have a team that we can be proud of. We don't have that at the moment, and yeah, like you say, Nagel's decision making is very questionable right now. Not comfortable for Wigan tomorrow. No, me neither. Not me neither. Seen Leeds, and I've never liked his style too. Third richest owner in the League One, yet we keep going down the table, down the leagues. Yeah, like I said though, you could have the richest owner in the world, but if you don't have the people in the club, if you don't have a sporting director that that runs the club well, and makes the good decisions and knows what they're doing, then you're on a hiding to nothing. So it doesn't really, that's the bottom line, isn't it? But yeah. But look, I want to get into the boos now actually, because I did say I did have some footage of the boos that rang around the John Smith Stadium, and fans have had enough of this utter garbage. Let's have a look at the boos at full time, just to give you a picture of what was happening. But yeah, the boos was clear to see. I just think it was a pure insult, the fact that the players and the manager decided to come around and clap. Get down that tunnel with your heads down and get back in that changing room and stop being so bloody ridiculous. Don't come over and clap us after performing as badly as that. It's an embarrassment. And as for the manager, as I said, I'm done with the manager. I'm done with most of these players. I really am. And I'm done with our board as well. And this is another video from the cowshed as well. Before, after the game. So yeah, that's how the club. This is what it's turned to, guys. It is a toxic place to be right now. And look, Tom Lee's apparently out for the rest of the season as well with a knee injury. Which yeah, just look, I'm not really a big fan of Lee's, to be fair, but at least he's a centre back there we can play. But yeah, another one injured for the rest of the season. Happy days, guys. But look, we're fifth in the table. We're not playing well. And that is, we're fifth in the table without playing well. It isn't a good thing, is it? Just shows how rubbish this league is this season. A lot of the blame lies with Duff. He's had more than enough at his disposal this season, regardless of the injuries, and he's underperforming. And fans now I think a lot of fans have turned now. and you can just sense it. And yeah, look, us as fans, we've had enough. And I just have to go back to this quote that Duff said after the game, by the way. I thought the energy in the stadium was flat. Are you actually taking the piss right now? Are you actually kidding me? You're actually kidding me here that you sat there blaming the fans for this. That is when you know you've lost the fan base, when you're doing that. That is something that Ian Evatt would say, that Ian Evatt said towards the end of his time at Bolton, if you remember. He would sound like a broken record. Duff is clearly, he's literally taking the absolute Michael out of us all. He gave us nothing to shout about at home. He's even said it before. It's up to the players and him to get the crowd involved, in terms of, the players. He's even said it before that it's down to the players to get the fans excited. And now he's saying this. So I think it was just completely ridiculous what he said. Fans left the stadium 20 minutes before full time. So yeah, to be fair, there were fans there were fans that left then, but it probably might have been even earlier as well. Probably fans leaving on the hour mark as well. But yeah, it's just really put them on. But we're going to get into it as well. Get your thoughts about the game, guys. But I can't really put into words how bad that was. I'm just sick of everything right now in terms of the club. He's just unrecognisable. It's not the club that we once knew. And it's just getting worse and worse. Now, during that rubbish against Peterborough, though, we have to go to our sporting director, who apparently, and it is coming from a fan that was, I suppose was the one that was threatened by Mr. Cartwright. And we're going to get the comments up now, actually, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is a sackable offence in itself. But before that, let's get into the stats of the game before we do that. Actually, look, 0 shots on target against at home against a team that were near the bottom of the table. 0 is utterly shambolic. That is it. And I'm not one to go over stats time again, because I'm not, but 0 shots on target at home. Come on now. That is just completely and utterly embarrassing. But if we look at what Cartwright has been up to here, so basically, this was the young lad that was apparently being threatened by Cartwright. After the goal that Peterborough scored, he shouted to Cartwright, because obviously he was near him. 1 centre-back on that pitch, Cartwright. 1 effing centre-back. He proceeded to tell me to F off and shut up and to meet him outside. At half-time, a man came over from his team to speak to me. An older-looking fellow came over just before the start of the second half to tell me everything is going to be okay and to relax, etc. Absolute joke. So yeah, guys, this is our sporting director that is threatening young fans now and offering him out in the car park after being criticised on the centre-back situation. This is gross misconduct from our sporting director, and I'm afraid he needs to be sacked. If Nagel continues to keep him in, then this proves how rubbish this club is turning into be, because you cannot have a sporting director doing that. And anything to get rid of Carrot, I'm here for. So look, unacceptable behaviour If that was somebody else within the club, like Paul Ramsden, who spoke out against certain things, then you get sacked. So why is it different? Nagel should be doing what's right now. And as we always say here, it is time to get out of our club, Mr. Cartwright. You have ruined the club completely and truly. You are not welcome at the club anymore. You need to resign. You need to get out. Nobody wants you here anymore. Your incompetent decision making, your utter cluelessness of you are utter clueless. You do not have a clue what you're doing. Enough is enough. Get out of our club, Cartwright. Cartwright out now. Let's have a look at the comments. Do you think Evans will leave? Who's Evans? Evan, you're on about the. I don't know, to be fair, Kelly. I'm sorry, I'm not ingrained really in your club, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't really know what's going on around your club at the moment. That's just illegal. He should be sacked instantly. Yeah, he is very poor. He doesn't look great, does it, at all? Very, very poor. But look, I think we've kind of wrapped up. And look, as for the player ratings, I'm going to be quite frank with you right now with the game. Nobody gets above a 5. Nobody gets above a 5. Nichols gets a 4. Sorensen gets a 3. He was awful. Balker gets a 5. Longvik a 5. Ruffles a 5. Wiles a 3. Hogg a 5. Kasumu a 5. Chirwa a 5. Marshall 5. Chroma 5. You've got Substitute Turn came on 5. Evans 5. Charles 4. Hodge 5. Ladapo 3. And that's my player ratings. Well, look, where do we even go from here now, guys? We've got Wigan tomorrow. And I just don't feel confident at all. If we lose the next 3 games, something has to change. The thing is, though, we are not good. I don't really know, like, even if... I just think we need a change now, and it starts from the top. Cartwright needs to go. And he needs to go now. Nagel cannot stand for this any longer. He's been completely mugged off. And I'm afraid... just to add salt to the wounds, threatening a town fan at the game on Saturday as well isn't professional at all. It is such a bad look and completely unacceptable. So, yeah, that is it really for me. I think it's just absolute ridiculous. But, no, I give it a couple more games, but in terms of, I think you're on about Duff, aren't you, really? But we've seen 30 games of this. Now, I don't really see where it is going to change or how it's, the proof's in the pudding for me. Like I said, I'd give Worthington the job until the end of the season, in my opinion. Hopefully you hit 1K subs soon enough. Yeah, look, we're going to try and get in there slowly but surely. You guys can help me share the channel around, get people to subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. Like I said, we have actually gained a few subscribers the last few days as well, so we're getting close to 800, but we're still kind of quite a distance away. Anyway, up the town, have a good day. You too. I mean, Andy Booth that much, did you? Very nice. And Noah says like and subscribe on here. Big up to you, thank you, Noah. Also, we won't sell nearly any season tickets if Neil doesn't act now. Yeah, look, I mean, it'd be interesting to see because, like I said, a lot of people say, look, we've been lucky with the cheap season tickets for quite a while now, haven't we? But the reality is they didn't increase the season tickets last season because of how bad the season went. This season's just as bad. And if it doesn't end with promotion, then it's going to feel even bad. And everything that's happening on and off the field at the moment, if you increase the prices now, I think you'll lose quite a few. You'll lose. I think you'll lose a lot of fans, because a lot of people are already checked out, guys. A lot of people don't. People have seen tickets, they're just not going. They just don't see it. You know what I mean? It's just the same rubbish week in, week out, and people have just, there's just nothing to get behind. So people are just doing other things now, and you can't blame them. It's just sad the way this club is. It's just sad the way this club, where this club is at right now. To be honest with you, it really is. It is. I don't know what else to say, but I agree. We need action from Nagel. But again, radio silence from the owner, unless it involves some form of improvement on the stadium. He's happy to come out and say we've got a new light or something or whatever, but he's not said a word since the defeat. No, so yeah, our stadium has increasingly had a lower attendance than previous seasons. Yeah, I think a lot of empty seats recently as well, to be honest with you. That just speaks volumes. And like I said, the negativity around the club at the moment, the boos at the end, that's the worst I've seen for a long time now. I've not seen it like that before in a long time. There has been a few G's here and there at home games recently, but that was the worst. That was the worst, and sums up. And like I said, where is this club actually going other than down? And ultimately, we have to see a new sporting director coming before the season ends. We need to get rid of the sporting director we've got right now, and we need to get a new manager in. Whether that be, whether we've already discussed it, whether we give Worthington the job until the end of the season and then hire somebody in the summer. But things have to get moving now, and I think for me, I've never been a fan of Duff's football, to be honest with you. I'm not being convinced all season. People look at the injuries all the time and tell me, oh, he's got a lot of injuries coming. Yeah, that's fine. But we need to see some play. We need to see some play style. We need to see some identity on the pitch. We need to see better than what we see right now. If you look at the starting lineup, the other day, with the injuries, that squad should be more than enough to do more. But then again, the quality of players that we've got at the club at the moment is poor. So, but I still think Duff has to be doing better. That's his job ultimately. He's paid to get results, and to actually give us some sort of joy on the pitch at least. Because even when we've been winning, it's been awful. So, yeah. Michael, season tickets could be going up by £100 for next season. Yeah, no, I mean, look, good luck with that one, because like I say, you're going to be turning away a lot of fans if you do that, unless we start to see changes being made now with a new sporting director. You know what I mean? Seeing action taken now, because this has gone on for far too long. So we need to see some light at the end of the tunnel. But where do we go from here? Well, we go to Wigan tomorrow night, looking to get 3 points on the road. I'll rearrange fixture, of course, after it was postponed due to the flooding around Wigan. That I can't remember when it was now, but it was New Year's Day, wasn't it? I think. Because I actually went over. I was actually going to the game. I actually went over, and I actually got there, and then and it was called off. So yeah, but look, we'll see what happens. But guys, I don't know. And big up to Michael for the subscription. You've just subscribed to the channel. I appreciate that, Michael. Michael Diones. So hopefully I've said your name right. But not you, Michael. I know you already subscribed to me, but There's another Michael that subscribed. But yeah, I might do a watch along tomorrow night, guys, for the game. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not promising anything. But we might go live a little bit earlier tomorrow with a bit of build up and then into the match. It is on TV, so be able to do that. But is it going to just be another 90 minutes of boring football again? Probably is, but that's why it puts me off doing it. I'll still watch it, don't get me wrong, but doing a watch along when it's just so dull to watch and so there's not much going on for us, it is painful, isn't it? But shall I do a watch along tomorrow? Let me know in the chat, guys, before I go. But we are going to wrap up in a moment. But yeah, this video has been a bit of a ranty video tonight, but it needs to be said. There's a lot of things that are going on at the moment. It's just embarrassing, isn't it? It was embarrassing walking away from that ground on Saturday. Think to yourself, where was the urgency? Where's the passion? Where's the desire? Where is the fight, guys? Where's the playing style or identity? Where's the what game plan did we have on Saturday apart from put 10 men behind the ball? There was nothing. It's unacceptable. You know, and you just can't defend it. You just cannot defend that at all. If it increased by 50, they'll lose. Never mind 100. Yeah, they'll lose if it increased by 50. I think they really do need to see changes for them to have the cheek to raise those. But look, we've had it lucky for years, and I get that. I get it from that perspective. But when we've seen the stuff that's unfolding upon our eyes this season, and things on and off the recruitment, the sporting director clueless, the players, you can't expect fans to pay more when we're just not getting anything at the moment. That's just my opinion. Yes, they're cheap, guys, but I just don't think you can justify it. Hopefully we'll win tomorrow at the Town. Yeah, hopefully, but again, it's just hoping, isn't it? Just hoping. No confidence. Same dire performance tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, even if we win the game, it'd probably be a poor performance because that's what we've seen. Like I said it after the Shrewsbury game and after the Barnsley game. We were terrible in those games, but we won. So, yeah. No one says, hopefully we'll win. Come on, Town. I want to see Chilwell go. Score predictions, everyone. I'm going to say 1-1 draw. I'm guessing a random goal from Evans. But I hope Chilwell scores. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what score's going to be tomorrow. But if I do go live tomorrow, I will be doing a bit of build up towards before the game, and I'll bring you full match commentary. But that isn't definitely it, guys. I'm going to see. Probably will end up doing it, but I don't want to promise anything. But yeah, I probably will do it, to be fair. Probably will do the watch longs, to be honest with you, because I'll be watching it, and yeah. So yeah, let's do it. We can probably go live at 7-ish tomorrow night. Ready for the 7:45 kickoff. We'll go through a team and just discuss the game ahead of the game. Really, we'll just discuss what happened, what we 1-0 loss. Yeah, Bing says 1-0 loss. I like the build. Yeah, to be fair, I don't know what to do because, like, if I'm doing the only reason I did that the other day, yeah, is because I couldn't actually watch the game because obviously it wasn't on telly. Which game was it now? Against Shrewsbury, wasn't it? Yeah, against Shrewsbury. So yeah, I just did the build up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the build up and then the watch along in the same live show instead of doing separate ones. But look, don't know who that is, but appreciate the sub. So we are now 23 away from 800. guys, if you can share the channel around with your friends, family, everybody you know, let's try and get some more subscribers in there. We are getting closer and closer to 800. And how many likes have we got at the moment? 11 likes. Big up to you all. Thank you for the likes in this video. I appreciate that. But yeah, look, we're going to wrap it up now. But thank you everyone for watching. Final few comments before we go. 0-0 or 2-0 to Wigan. Yeah, I mean, can't argue that. I mean, my 1-1 prediction is optimistic. Yeah, it probably is, to be fair. Where are Wigan in the table? They are towards the bottom. They are towards the bottom end of the table, aren't they? I believe. I'm not sure whereabouts specifically, but yeah. I mean, after that dreadful loss against Town, we've kind of stumbled upon season, to be honest, compared to where we should be. Yeah, no, look, we should have been fighting for the top two, and if we had it, if we got the stuff right off the field, and had a sporting director that knew what they were doing, then there's no reason why we couldn't have been, because this league is so poor. And it speaks volumes that we're fifth in the table and we've been so poor. So, yeah. Says 12 now, nice. So 12 likes on the video. Anybody that hasn't liked the video, drop a like, subscribe if you are new around here. And we'll be back tomorrow for build-up and a live watch along to our game against Wigan tomorrow night. So yeah, join me for that. But guys, have a good rest of the evening whenever you get up to. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your contributions. You've been very a lot of people have been getting the comments tonight, so it's been a really busy stream with the comments. So I appreciate everybody sharing their thoughts with me. But look, another loss at home, another game in 2025 where we failed to score or win a football game. Utterly shambolic, spineless, and embarrassing in every sense of the word. Something has to give at home, but something has to give in this season if we are going to have any chance of being promoted back to the Championship. But right now, it feels like a world away. But guys, I'll see you all tomorrow for the watch along, for the build up, and Noah's going to tune in. Big up. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. But guys, thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow, and make sure you do drop a like, subscribe, get your comments in as well on your way out if you can as well. Comments, and yeah, we will see you all tomorrow for the next bit of content. Until next time, take care, stay safe. And as bad as it is right now, we always stay up the town, because we were always town through and through. 15 games to go, indeed. Yeah, look, final 15 games now. And even if we did get in the playoffs, I don't fancy our chances, guys. You know, I really don't fancy our chances. The way we're playing and everything. But look, guys, thanks for all your contributions tonight. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you all tomorrow for the live watch along and pretty much build up from 7 p.m. UK time. Take care, everybody. I'll see you all very, very soon.